Right, hello everybody, welcome down to Warrington Golf Club. I'm Matt Fryer, and like the title of the video says, how to get better at golf. Now, if this is one of your first videos, guys, do remember to hit the subscribe button down below. Remember to hit the bell notification as well, so you don't miss any of the future content that's designed to make you a better golfer this year. Right then, so how do we get better at golf? How do we become a better golfer? And it's probably a title that you thought, ooh, yeah, I like the idea of that one. How do I want to be good at golf? I like the sounds of that. Now, there's no easy answer to this one, and there's no sort of cheat or simple secret that you can go and do that'll ultimately make you a better golfer by next week. And what I want to discuss with you today is what you're doing when you're not playing golf, what you're doing when you're practicing, more importantly, because some of my lessons, and they'll hold their hands up to this, you know, they come and they put in loads of effort when they come and have a lesson with myself, come in dead excited, pumped, hit the balls, will make great changes, go away, come back 2 weeks later, they've played a comp in between. How did it go? All right, not as good as I hoped. I'm thinking, well, he left the bay like a superstar. He was hitting it amazing. What's gone on there? What has happened? And then when we get into talking about what they're doing in between, so how was your practice? What did you do when you practice? Well, you know, I got 50 balls the other week, and I tried doing what you said, but after a couple it didn't go quite well, so I just cracked on and just hit some. Sorry, you did what? So how you're practicing is going to formulate what actually happens out on the golf course. And the prime example of this at the moment is Francesco Molinari. He hasn't got technically better. You know, he hasn't all of a sudden gone, oh, and stepped his game up another 40–50% to being the best, like the champion golfer of last year. What he did was actually structure his practice a lot better. So I'm going to give you a practice plan now that you can stick to this practice plan, or you can tailor it to yourself in terms of how many balls you're going to do and, you know, time spent on it. But if you follow these instructions, you should start to see that you're getting a more regimented practice, and you're actually getting a practice that once you take your work that you've done out on the range or on the practice ground or around the putting green or whatever it may be, you'll see more results on the golf course. So let's have a look at that practice plan now. Right then, so this practice plan, and I understand that, you know, with modern day life, sometimes we might not have the most time. We've got other commitments, i.e. family commitments, work commitments and things like that. So actually practicing with purpose is a lot more important in that case. We've not got the, you know, the freedom of 10–15 hours a week where we can just stand hitting balls aimlessly on the practice ground. If you can just follow, even if it's 30 minutes a week, 20 minutes a week, but you do it structured and you do it with some form of purpose, you should see better results. And, you know, at the end of the day, who doesn't want better results when they go out and play? There's nothing worse than walking off the course having chopped it round and think, ugh, why do I even bother? So this plan, as I've done it here, I'm going to list it, it's 60 balls. So whenever you go to the range, 60 balls, or when you go down to the practice ground, 60 balls. Like I say, you can tailor it. If you can only do 30, you can only do 50. If you want to double it, whatever it may be, that is what we're going to do. So to start the plan, as we go down to the range, number one, before we even go to the range, we need to know what it is you're going to be working on. So it might be that you've, you know, number one, you've gone and seen a PGA professional, you've gone and sought some advice on your golf swing, and you now understand why you repeatedly slice it. He's given you an answer to it. He's given you a drill that you're going to do. So you've got some purpose for your range session. Instead of going to the range and thinking, well, I don't know what I'm actually doing here, I'm just going to hit balls because that's what you're meant to do, right? Yeah, hit it and it'll work itself out. If you go down with an idea of, right, I'm going to work on the drill that Matt gave me. It was X drill, whatever it might be. I'm going to spend some time doing that. So your first thing to do, you've got that, you've got your purpose. Excellent. Maybe even write this down. In fact, yes, do write this down. I want you to, even if you can create a little diary that you practice with, I want to see that. So we go, 10 balls once we get down there. We've got our little notebook, we've got our purpose of why we are there. It's to fix that slice. I want to see that I'm hitting more greens, let's say, or more fairways, because I'm limiting my slice. So that's my purpose for practicing. 10 balls when you get to the range are going to be spent with either a gap wedge, a lob wedge, a pitching wedge, one of your wedges, just solely getting a little bit of feeling going, getting the blood flowing. You might have some stretches that you do before you start your practice, giving it the old, you know, one of them. But then 10 shots are going to be stood there, just finding a swing, just finding some rhythm, just loosening the bones up, thinking, right, okay, whatever it is, just nice and smooth. I'm not too worried about the outcome of the shots. I'm going to hit 10 balls now, thinking about my rhythm. Then the next bit, the next part of the practice plan, 20 golf balls. You will have been given a drill if you will have gone for a lesson. This is what you've got to work on, or you'll have an idea or something like a video log from your coach that he wants you to do, the good and the bad, the before and the after. So you're going to watch that, you're going to set up your drill. So for me, let's say it's a slice drill. I've got 3 golf balls here. If it's something like the old-fashioned gate drill we've got here, where if I come from out to in, I'd hit ball 1, would maybe get my actual target ball. I'd also clear out the other ball. You're going to go through 20 balls, but before you do that, you're going to obviously try and understand what's good when you do the drill, what do you do when you do it right, and what happens when you do it wrong. And when you do it wrong, try and think, right, okay, did that feel different to what I was doing when I did it right? Try and get some form of idea of what's going on as you practice. Don't just stand there, hit a ball, pull one in, hit another one, hit one, and not analyze what's gone on. You've got to understand, once you make a golf swing, you're in charge of it. Us as coaches, we can tell you what to do. We can't physically hit the ball for you. There's some ownership on your part to say, right, well, actually, yeah, I did feel that I came more out from the outside. So this time I'm going to really exaggerate feeling them on the inside. I know I was at fault there. Let's try it again. So 20 balls doing your drill. And like I say, each time, don't just hit, go, hit, go. Hit one, then maybe have 3 or 4 rehearsals and some slow rehearsals of getting the feelings of what it is you want to be doing. I want to be seeing that my club travels there, not there. I can straight away feel that that is physically different to this. So you're starting to actually build up this idea of what your golf swing is and what you're trying to do with your golf swing, what you do when it's wrong, what you do when it's right. So you are doing all these things and you're just building up these feelings. Then the next bit, this is probably the part that I see would be probably the most important. Once we've done the technique, we can all become great range golfers. Now, if you want to, just comment down below, do you know a great range golfer? Your buddy who you play with, you go to the range, stripes every single shot, gets out on the course, can't even hit a barn door. Comment down below. No naming or shaming. Well, yeah, there is naming and shaming, but go easy. So this one, this is where Francesco Molinari has made the big difference here. He's working with a guy called Dave Aldred, worked with the likes of Johnny Wilkinson, the England rugby captain, when they won the World Cup or whatever it was. He worked with Padraig Harrington, he worked with Luke Donald when he was #1, when he won BMW, when he won European and the money title, the FedEx title as well. I think it was before it was the FedEx. But this guy knows what he's on about, and what he does is gets his players to test themselves out on the range. He almost makes it more stressful for them on the range, so when they go onto the golf course, it is a piece of fill in the blank. They know what's going on there. They think, oh, well, I've practiced under that much stress and scrutiny, that this actual job of hitting this ball down that fairway that's massive, that is easy. I can get that done now. So you've had 10 balls warming up, you've had 20 balls looking at your technique and going through those feelings. You're then going to do 10 balls with a test. And with those 10 balls at the test, group them out. 3 balls, 3 balls, 3 balls in your first ball, so you got 10 balls. Good maths. Then you're going to make a note of what you score on that test on that day. You've got to write it down, because otherwise there's no real, you know, there's a bit of pressure there. But if you're building a diary and you are accountable for those results and you're seeing them, number one, when they're not going so good, you can figure out, right, well, I need to maybe change the drill or do something, maybe go and see my coach again. I'm not quite getting this. When it's going better, this is the more important one, when it's going better, you can look back and breed some confidence off that. You can look at that book and say, whoa, I started out and I hit 2 out of 10 on that green that I'm aiming for. Let's call it 150 yards with my 7-iron. I've done my test now for 2 weeks and I'm already up to 6. If I do that on the golf course, I'm probably going to shave 4 or 5 shots off my score. That means I'm coming down in my handicap. That means I could win one of my medals at the club, and how good would that be? So all of a sudden, that book is like your little confidence binder. You start looking at that, you're going to be walking out on the course like Ian Poulter, you know, giving it all the big one. So, 10 balls doing a test. Be strict on yourself. Make it a realistic test as well. Don't make it too hard that you can't compete. Don't make it too easy that you're going to get out 10 out of 10. So for me, say here, I'd got a 6-iron. Once I've done this, I would pick a target, and it might be that I've been slicing the golf ball too much. So I would say, right, I'm going to hit a green. If I get it on the green, it's 2 points. If I miss the green left, it's -1 point. But if I miss the green to the right, it's -2 points, because that's what I keep repeatedly doing. So I want to punish myself a little bit more for that. So it might be that, you know, I set myself a target of 5 points on my first test and I go and score 5. Brilliant, I've done great there. But then I'm going to keep a log of it. I want to see that 5 turns into 6, that turns into 7, that turns into 8. And go on through these tests like that. So once you've done your test, you know, actually go through it each time, and as you're doing it, go through the routine of what you would do out on the golf course. So pick your target, ask the question, right, that's my practice swing for this one. Very good. In, and actually go through the routine of hitting the shot that you would do. That's just caught the side of the fairway I wanted to, so that would be 2 points for me. Once you've done that, make a note of what you've done. Then just have another 10 balls working on your technique. So you've just got it clear in your mind what you're trying to do with your golf swing. Go through it. This is what I'm trying to do. Cementing that work that you've been doing on your golf swing. Have those 10 balls working on your technique. This is it. Maybe with your drill, maybe not without the drill. I'd like to probably say that you wouldn't do it without your drill, but you'd have some rehearsals of the drill trying to do what it is you're trying to create in your golf swing. Then again, finish up with 10 wedge shots, just solely focused on your tempo. Find a nice rhythm. Find that you're going to do whatever it is, you know, maybe think about the golf swing obviously a little bit, but just nice tempo. See if you can actually just let the golf club flow. Don't think too much, just let the club flow. You've got an idea of what your swing should be doing. Keep it going, and then from there you should see that that is a purposeful practice session, and it should start to breed results, guys. So like I said at the start of the video, there's no secret sauce for becoming an amazing golfer. If you speak to any of these guys who are all on tour now, they've all hit loads of balls, they all understand the golf swings, and they also practice with a purpose. They don't turn up willy-nilly and just hit balls for the fun of it. They're doing it to get something out of it. So if you want to become a good golfer, make sure when you're going down to that practice tee or the putting green or the driving range, whatever it is, that you're going with a purpose and you're going to take something away from it. So there, I'll list all those again, how the practice plan is set up there for you. Jot that down, take a screenshot now of this, even post, if in fact, let's do that. Take a screenshot now of this practice plan here. Let me put my hands up like this, and I want to see you post it on social media and tag me in on it. All my things are down there to tag, so let's see that you are starting to do this practice plan. Let me know how your test scores go as well, guys. So, guys, I hope this video has helped you. Do hit that like button if you like the idea and you are going to give the practice plan a go. Follow me on all my social medias. Do remember to hit that subscribe button also. I've got some giveaways coming up soon, so you won't want to miss those. Also, remember, if you want to see me at Trafford Golf Centre, all the information is linked down below. Thanks for watching. Practice with a purpose, and I'll see you soon with a new video.